as well, one for Amy Rodriguez. There have been some changes at half-time to tell you about. One of them on the ball there, Stephanie Labay, has come in goal for Canada, replacing Karina LeBlanc. There's confirmation of that switch. Labay on to win just her 9th cap for Canada. A couple of changes too for the United States. And some danger for Shannon Box. One of the new arrivals, Heather Mitz, getting her first touch. She's come on for Becky Sauerbrunn. And tonight's substitution fueled by Gatorade. Tobin Heath, the other part of the equation there. She's in for Heather O'Reilly. We'll see Heather Mitz back. Julie, at the age of 32, she's not had much luck with World Cups and injuries, has she?
I know, always getting these injuries right before World Cups. Good to see her able to go to this one over in Germany, although she didn't get any time on the field over there.
She's had better luck with Olympics, though, as Abby Wambach takes over. Chance here for Tobin Heath, her first touch in dangerous territory. A dancing step-over move from Tobin Heath, but very quickly ended by Sophie Schmidt. What a pass that is. Julien is on her way here. She's all alone. Tancredi steaming forward in support. Julien has the inside track. Still looking for an opening. Parker. The better opportunity evaporated for Julien, but Canada still trying to force the issue.
What a ball that was by Sophie Schmidt over the top. And Julien found herself 1v1, which you don't see happen very much.
Here's Christina Julien. We call her Corky. It's a nickname in Canada. At James Madison University.
She may have had an opportunity if she'd pulled that trigger. She had Christy Rampone beat, which is another thing you don't see very often. Didn't pull the trigger, and Rampone recovered.
And Sesselman with the cross. Beyond the reach of Tancredi, but retrieved by Parker. Great service! And that same end has seen Woodwork struck for a 3rd time. A bullet of a shot by Julien. But the post coming to the rescue for Hope Solo.
And a strong first few minutes by Canada, though. And here they come out. What a nice look by Julien, because she's coming across her body behind her. She's able to put that almost on frame. Nice opportunity.
Schmidt with a long clearance. So somehow this game has stayed scoreless. John Herdman doesn't know how. He saw his side get a 1-1 draw against the United States, remember, on Saturday. At Livestrong Park in Kansas City. The US women's team coming to 2 new MLS venues for the first time this season. It's part of this celebration tour. Leanne Wilkinson in on Wambach. Stephanie Cox. Possession in tight quarters. Tobin Heath trying to engineer some space and has done so. It's the cross in too. Mitz is waiting on the edge of the area. Can't reach her, but Shannon Box has it back for the US.
You're getting an early glimpse of what Tobin Heath can do.
Oh, a chance here for Rapinoe. She can settle and shoots. A couple of deflections, taking the sting out of the shot, and that will be a gift for Labay.
Abby Wambach telling her she should have played it out wide. Tobin Heath overlapping around her. And Tobin Heath is one of those incredibly technically gifted players who loves to take on the outside. The problem is she's had a slew of injuries and illnesses over the last 2 years, and we haven't seen her at her full potential. Ankle surgery in 2010 kept her out of almost the entire WPS season. nice to see her healthy again and gaining confidence.
4 substitute appearances at the World Cup. She was the youngest member of the 2008 Olympic squad, wasn't she, Tobin Heath? It's the Olympics that the US have in mind next, their next big challenge. Remember, Olympic qualifying beginning January the 19th. The whole tournament will be played just up the road from here, really, in Vancouver at BC Place over 10 days in January. Top 2 teams from CONCACAF will get to go to London next summer.
And
before I get your thoughts on that, Julie, it's going to be a significant substitution here because Hope Solo is going to depart, having received officially her 100th cap tonight in front of her fans in the Northwest. And she's going to make way for a goalkeeper winning just her 2nd cap. Well, let's listen to the reception that Hope Solo gets.
And great that she got to be celebrated in the Northwest where she's from. She said yesterday how important that was for her and her family. Wonderful career.
Well, maybe a different sort of career starting to open up for her as well. She's in training every day. Has her dance partner Max with her wherever she goes.
She was walking away from training yesterday, going straight to rehearsals. And that will be an interesting balance if she continues to progress in the show, because that show goes all the way through December. And as you just mentioned, Adrian, Olympic qualifiers are in January.
Yeah. And Tobin Heath continuing her electric start. Another shot too. Palmed away by Labbe. Tobin Heath making things happen inside the penalty area. Ball forward for Canada. Tancredi is going to get there too. Suddenly it was 3 against 3. Tancredi's pass wasn't the best, but she picks up the pieces. Now Kelly Parker. Rachel Bueller remaining unmoved, and that was one that Tobin Heath didn't quite get right. See Heath and Rapinoe playing together out there. Rapinoe's diagonal ball was perfectly angled for Amy Rodriguez.
And here's the potential of a Tobin Heath, and a confident Tobin Heath. Takes a nice touch to get around and then pulls it back, and just with a little bit of a window tries to get something on frame. And what a nice save for Labbe, who's just come into the game cold into the second half as the new keeper for Canada.
One back just out of your picture, left her foot in there on Rhian Wilkinson. Wilkinson recovering quickly enough. Abby Wambach, who missed the 2008 Olympics, didn't she, breaking her leg in that final warm-up game.
Another heartbreaking story of someone missing right before a big competition. Literally, the game, last game before they were going over to Beijing.
Another switch here for Canada is Desiree Scott coming on for Kaylin Kyle. 25th cap for her. She plays up in Vancouver. Just 300 miles away from here, up I-5. Matheson, good looking delivery, and the bounce. Well, the bounce was awkward. It ends up in the arms of Jill Loyden. Good night for Jill Loyden, who was born in Boston, grew up in New Jersey. Just her 2nd cap. Her first was against China a year ago. It's Parker on the turn. Here's looked really creative at times, Kelly Parker. She spread that wide for Tancredi.
Nice little turn by Kelly Parker, as you said, Adrian. In that whole position, she's sitting right in between those two forwards. Finds that seam, and she's been distributing well from that central position.
Big game in the English Premier League coming up this Saturday. Hope you can get up early for Manchester City against Everton. Barclays Premier League presented by FIFA Soccer 12, 7:30 a.m. Eastern on ESPN2 and ESPN3.com. You can join Ian Dark and Steve McManaman. Manchester City after a great start in the English Premier League, but dropping points for the first time last weekend. John Herdman, incidentally, the new coach of Canada, was a big Newcastle United fan, I hear, Julie.
And here we thought he was a Sunderland fan. I was going to give him a big hug. That's what my in-laws are.
He was a former Sunderland youth coach before he moved to New Zealand, Herdman.
He goes, nah, I'm Newcastle.
Now, Rodriguez, but she's offside. I've seen the offside flag come up too many times tonight. First time in Portland for the US women's team since October of 2007. They've been here a total of 10 times now and only lost once. I'm sure it was a game you'd rather not be reminded about, Julie. But semi-final 2003 here. That was back when it was the PGE Park or the Civic Stadium.
Old Germany took it to us that day. Still hurts.
Abby Wambach on the same wavelength for Shannon Box. Something productive looked like it was going to open up there. Instead, it's Canada. And Tancredi, little touched on header. No problems for Lloyden.
And you can see this game opening up, though. Canada getting confident. Getting some better looks in front of goal and, more importantly, more possession on the ball. And here's Julian again, trying to just slide it in to Tancredi. Another very good ball. Probably just needed to flick it a little higher. Could have got something on because Jill Lloyden was off her line.
Tancredi, who went to Notre Dame. Here's Megan Rapinoe to college right here in Portland. Spinning it wide for Heather Mitz. Abby Wambach is underneath this. Oh, and she won the ball in midair. He was all over Labbe, but she couldn't steer the header on target. Big chance getting away.
And what a presence Abby Wambach is in front of goal. She just has this laser approach to a ball. Doesn't matter what's in her way. Going up for this, Labbe comes out, and if you come out as a goalkeeper, you got to get something on that when you're that far out. Abby Wambach will want that one back because she knows she had an open look there.
And she scored in her last 5 games for the US. She scored tonight. She'd equal her personal best 6 in a row. She sent back in 2004.
Very similar to that Brazil goal she scored that we've all seen in the 122nd minute, where the keeper comes out like that, obstructs your view a little bit. And in the Brazil game, she was just locked in. That was going back of the net the whole time.
You have to wonder whether she's going to go 90 minutes. She didn't the other night. She came off for Alex Morgan. There's going to be a couple of changes happening now. Lauren Cheney is going to come in. She's going to replace Laurie Lindsay. And we're also going to see Kelly O'Hara coming on for Rodriguez. So Lauren Cheney, superb World Cup she had, didn't she, in Germany? 2 goals and 3 assists. Interesting to see where she plays. Looks like she's going to play that deeper role again.
That deeper possession, not holding, possession role in midfield next to Shannon Box, with Megan Rapinoe staying at the point of that triangle.
Well, let's get some thoughts on that change in formation from Pia Sundhage to a 4-2-3-1. Monica Gonzalez had a chance to talk to Pia at halftime.
That's right. I asked Pia how the new formation is working out, and she said, great, except for one thing. When Abby Wambach moves out of that space at center forward, someone else needs to move into that. So that could be Rapinoe or really any of the other midfielders. She said she wants her team to get in behind the Canadian back line more, which we've already seen so far this half. Guys?
Thanks, Monica. Sundhage trying to freshen things up. New possession-orientated approach. They've got possession here. Tight quarters. The final pass just a little astray from Rapinoe.
And that's actually where I love the idea of Lauren Cheney in the hole. Megan Rapinoe out wide, putting Lauren Cheney right in behind Abby, and even going at that line. Similar to what we've seen Messi do at Barcelona, Rooney do at Manchester United. I think that's a perfect position for Lauren Cheney. She's in a deeper role right now, but she said she's even more comfortable. She's played in that hole for Boston and for UCLA. She said, I'm still learning this deeper role. I like it, though, because I'm getting the ball a lot.
Well, this is Tobin Heath. He also looks to thrive in this new system, perhaps. A good-looking cross towards Wambach. Rapinoe trying to settle edge of the area. Tancredi providing the outlet for Canada. Rachel Bueller winning that battle. Cheney. Cheney still the all-time leading scorer at UCLA. I mentioned she was also going to go back to college a little bit in the fall. This is Wambach! Yes! One more for Wambach. The Abbey Road leads to goal. 6 games in a row for her now. She matches her all-time best.
And she puts it on that favored left foot. Good pressure by Kelly O'Hara there, and there's Abby with just hitting it perfectly. Great pressure to win the ball back quickly for the United States. And that's when you hit it with your sweet spot. Look at that left foot. It comes off clean. What a great goal. That is the danger and the power of Abby Wambach. She could score in so many different ways with her head in tight. From the 18, when you don't think she even has a full chance, she makes a half chance into a full chance.
An astonishing goal-scoring record. 124 goals now at international level. She's now just 6 behind Christine Lilly, who's second all-time on the US goal scorers list. She is being serenaded by the big crowd here in Portland. At last, the breakthrough for the United States. Wambach on the move again and going for it on the near post, and Labbé had to react smartly.
And why not? Why not take a look? Especially if you're hitting them that well with your left foot.
Rapinoe to prime the pump here. Good delivery, Wambach. Couldn't quite steer it back across goal. The United States looking to strike while the iron's hot. interesting to hear your half-time piece with Abby Wambach, Julie, and her mentioning the possibility of playing on for the next World Cup. Well, she'll be 35.
Yeah, and what she said was how much her heel was really bothering her. I said, you were telling me it was fine at the World Cup. She goes, yeah, I was lying to you.
Chance here, though, for Canada.
I said, well, that wasn't very nice of you. So she said it was, and it has been. And so that is going to be something they have to monitor. I mean, the goal scorer like that, and when you look up that spine of this team for the United States, Hope Solo, as we talked about in the Open,
yep.
Shoulder, even after that major surgery exactly 1 year ago, that's still bothering her. Christy Rampone is 36. Shannon Box is 34. This will be the last run for Rampone and Box in particular. But they know, too, that it's not a given they're in the Olympics. I mean, look at the World Cup qualifiers. If it had been the top two, they wouldn't be going to the World Cup, and that's what the Olympics is. They got to get out of that semifinal game in January to even get to the Olympics.
That's a very good point, Julie. It's less than a year, isn't it, since that shock defeat to Mexico. Them, teetering on the verge of not qualifying for Germany. Almost unthinkable now. Euler under real duress, but coped really well. You had Kelly Parker literally all over her. So now the midway point of the second half in Portland. Abby Wambach's thundering shot, the difference between the two teams. Ironic, isn't it? They've had so many opportunities inside the penalty area tonight. And then it was the long-range blockbuster that did the trick. Canada suggesting they still have plenty of fight left in them, though. This is Tancredi's. She's offside. Remember, this Canada side without their all-time leading scorer and their inspiration, Christy Sinclair, who was given these 2 games off. She wasn't the only member of the Canadian national team to take a break, but a break was sorely needed, wasn't it?
Yeah, Candace Chapman as well. I mean, the two of them just finished up the WPS season, winning the title with the Western New York Flash, and they haven't had a break for years. I mean, very understandable.
There was a thought, Julie, that Canada actually over-prepared for the World Cup in Germany, almost a case of cabin fever setting in. They were in Italy for close to 4 months. Mitz and Box trying to combine. Kelly O'Hara involved on the far side. The Herman Trophy winner from Stanford in 2009. And Cheney into O'Hara. The cross is in towards Wambach. It's 2. Abby doubles up. And the United States are in the comfort zone.
And Kelly O'Hara does so well to even get this whipped across. Brings her hips around, pulls it back enough, and Abby Wambach just beating Wilkinson to that back post ball, getting the inside edge. Wilkinson doesn't even know she's there. And not much the Bay can do on that back post, left wide open.
And she went straight to offer her thanks to Kelly O'Hara, didn't she? Great work from the Boston Breakers player to get that cross in. And the goals keep on coming for Wambach. The United States will hope they never stop. This is Rapinoe. Didn't quite have the angle worked out.
And this is a good ISO look. She's pointing to where she wants it. Saying to Lauren Cheney, give me that ball. And really need to defend a bit better. You can see Wilkinson on that back post. Caught ball watching.
Just cap number 7 tonight for Kelly O'Hara. A big contribution already. And that was one mismatch in the air, wasn't it? One back on Wilkinson. There was only going to be one winner in that duel.
That's a tough task for even the 6'2"ers.
Ball number 125 now for Abby Wambach. She draws even closer to Christine Lilly. There's 5 behind her now. As we see the switch, it was Wilkinson's last moment in the game. Being beaten in the air by Wambach, she makes way now for Robin Gale. ESPN2's coverage of Major League Soccer continuing on Thursday night. A big Eastern Conference matchup with the Philadelphia Union against DC United. MLS presented by Adidas on ESPN2 and ESPN3.com. Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Hope you can join us for that. Really should be something very special indeed. Those two local rivals.
We talked about the Timbers Army last night. I got a lot of tweets from the Sons of Ben.
Well, the Sons of Ben can match them in the volume department, that's for sure. This is Sophie Schmidt trying to turn up the noise here for Canada, but delivering a shot too high. I think there's plenty of fans just up north from here in Seattle that would be sending you their messages too. It's all a sign of how healthy the game is, though, in the country. The supporters groups coming together. Two big games in 2 nights here at Gerald Wayne Field in Portland.
And you look at the clock, and it's 2-0 up. And some people think, well, this game is over, but you have a lot of players out there saying, I have almost 20 minutes here to make my mark, because Pia is on the sideline looking. 4 months' time, she's got to put a team together. And not only that, she's got to put a team together with 3 less players than she could bring here. She can only take 18 to the Olympics eventually.
That's a good point, Julie. It's going to be a smaller squad in London. This is Rapinoe. A thundering tackle from Moscato. It was so well timed. Combination through the middle, just breaks down Matheson trying to thread the killer through ball.
Good read by Heather Mitts. And the nice thing as well is that you got a lot of versatility here. Tobin Heath playing outside. She could play in that hole where Megan Rapinoe is. Lauren Cheney could play there. All of them have played out wide.
Lovely play between Heath and Shannon Box all the way through. O'Hara nearly got there. Heather Mitts does, but so too Sesselman.
Here's another look at it on the other side. Again, Tobin Heath. Little flare. I love that. Shannon Box. There's your possession midfielder getting wide. Good to see. She's not just holding in central midfield, coming all the way forward.
Coming all the way forward, Julie, literally. Carnage in the penalty area is what Tobin Heath has provided. Shannon Box. And Cheney going down, but no foul given. From Julienne to Tancredi. This is Diana Matheson. Royden had started to come for that. Rachel Bueller took command. She needed to. Robin Gale Again, Tancredi jumping with Loyden. And Jill Loyden winning the duel. For a brief time in Australia, Jill Loyden on loan with the W League team down there. We haven't seen Alex Morgan yet, have we, for the United States? I don't think we're going to have to wait that much longer. Right on cue. Here is number 13. And she's going to replace Shannon Box, interestingly. So she came off Abby Wambach.
Yeah, that's. Looks like they're going to a 4-4-2 again. She'll go up top, is my guess, with Abby Wambach.
Good work from Tobin Heath. And Rapinoe. O'Hara, Rapinoe, header nets on the overlap. Going to use it though, checks back inside. States encamped in Canadian territory, looking for the knockout punch.
U.S. went to a 4-4-2 about this time in the last game against Canada as well.
Well, the huge roar you just heard was for Pia Sundhage, displaying that she still got it.
She does.
Trapped it beautifully. Heather Mitz. Rapinoe. No, she just loved to get a goal here tonight. She was so close in the first half. There's 2 shots off the crossbar. You mentioned the road ahead for the United States, Julie. January the 19th is when Olympic qualifying will start in Vancouver. A couple of camps before that point, and actually one more friendly, which we can officially announce tonight. They're going to play Sweden on November the 19th in Phoenix, Arizona. It'll be the last competitive game of the year for the US, so November the 19th against Sweden.
Then they train in Los Angeles, it's looking like, in December, and then she's going to, Sundhage will select her team after that camp, and has talked about bringing in, as expected, quite a few players into those November and December camps.
In terms of that qualifying tournament in Vancouver, these are the teams that are already there. There's going to be 2 more added from Central America. There'll be 2 groups of 4. Only 2 spots available in this region. No safety net of a playoff with the Olympics.
No safety net, and really Canada, Mexico, and the U.S. are the only ones with a realistic chance.
Canada building towards the same end.
And the U.S. shouldn't have a problem, but you just never know. I mean, look at the Mexico results last fall for the World Cup qualifiers.
Yeah, that was an absolute stunner. Out of nowhere, it seemed. There's only been 2 previous editions of Olympic qualifying in CONCACAF, and the United States have won both. Never hosted Olympic qualifying, though. It's always been somewhere else. Mexico and Costa Rica, places they've been before. Another change forthcoming for Canada. One of the new younger players coming on. This is Tina Romagnolo. It's going to come on for Diana Matheson. Romagnolo, who's at college at Syracuse.
Getting her very first international appearance. Nice crowd to get it in front of. Nice game.
Both parents originally from Italy. Born in Scarborough, Ontario. Now Alex Morgan. Tobin Heath. Heath sticking with it. A chance for Stephanie Cox to get the cross here, but too close to Labbe. So switch back to 4-4-2 at the end of this game, as they did Saturday in Kansas City, Julie.
And Pia mentioned that she was hoping in that 4-4-2 system, especially with Alex Morgan and her speed up top, that they would stretch the game a little bit more. We haven't seen that tonight when they've moved into that 4-4-2 system.
There's Romagnolo. Good cross from her. Well, Pia Sundhage working on a change of formation, a little more planning involved in this switch of formation than the example of Sweden back at the World Cup. Remember that, Julie, when they changed their formation in the tunnel before heading out to the semi-final against Japan?
Yeah, I don't think that was a smart move. But this, I think, is a good move. I think it gives them versatility, it gives them flexibility. And she's got to be pleased, and it's going to be a work in progress. It gives you more options. And I think the tendency in this type of system...
There's Alex Morgan. And they've been plugging away at that near post, Julie. Alex Morgan, the latest to try her luck.
She loves to unleash it on that left foot. We've seen how well she can do it. But the challenge again in this formation is getting those numbers forward and getting players running in behind defenses, because when you're essentially in a 4-5-1, you got to make it convert into a 4-3-3. That will be a process for the United States.
Pino's corner, Labbe in trouble. It was nearly an own goal. It was cleared off the line in the nick of time by Robin Gale. Robin Gale, formerly of the University of North Carolina, saving Canada. Would have been a self-inflicted wound too. But that for a sweeping pass from Bueller. Didn't quite find her target, but O'Hara's picked it up regardless. Morgan.
Here's the corner kick again, and so tough when you have a player right in front of you. Alex Morgan blocking at Labbe. Does it go over the line here? The tire ball has to, it does not. Good call by the referee, no goal. And well done by Alex Morgan to just jostle in there. So tough for a goalkeeper when you have a player there.
Well done to our cameramen as well. You don't need goal line technology. We've got our cameramen. This is Melanie Booth. Desiree Scott. Well, Canada need a goal in a hurry here. They're going to have any hope of getting some sort of result. Julian. There will be positives, and plenty of them, for Canada to take out of the game, Julie, if they're going to end up on the wrong end of the scoreline. John Herdman will certainly have some pluses to talk about.
Plus missing a few players with Sinclair out, Candice Chapman, both of them away. some injuries. Temko is injured right now.
Now, let's have a look at our All-State Good Hands save of the game. Go back to the first half for this one. And Karina LeBlanc.
And this was early. Wonderful reaction save by Karina LeBlanc. Amy Rodriguez wide open in the middle there. Does well to keep it low. LeBlanc keeping her team in the game. The U.S. had some good early looks.
Yeah, that was the first big chance of the game, wasn't it? It's a feisty challenge for Abby Wambach, and she's going to add a yellow card to her 2 goals for her evening's work. I think that may be for persistent infringement. 2 or 3 times she's gone in like that. Always the competitor. Hard to dial it down for a friendly.
Which is what we love. No such thing as a friendly, Adrian.
It's a lovely touch from Wambach. Going back to the football. Almost release Rapinoe. Can this Abby Wambach and Alex Morgan combination work together? A lot of watchers of the United States women's team have wondered whether Wambach and Morgan could operate as a strike partnership full-time, Julie.
And I like that you have this nice balance of Abby, of course, being more the target type player, Alex Morgan with the speed up top, like an Amy Rodriguez brought. And on top of that, she scores clutch goals. I mean, look at some of the goals she scored for the United States.
What a year she's had. This year is on the ball.
The goal to get them into the World Cup in Italy in the playoffs. Great goal against France in the semifinal to put that game away.
Yep.
A goal, of course, in the final against Japan.
Which looked like it was going to win it. 7 shots for Abby Wambach tonight for the Mongol. She had to be patient. Didn't look like the goal was going to come, but then 2 of them came within 7 minutes. One with the head, one with the foot. And her opposite number, so to speak, for Canada is giving way here. Melissa Tancredi allows Diamond Simpson to come on. 18-year-old. Just her 3rd cap tonight for Canada.
And it's worth noting that John Herdman didn't even get a pick this roster.
That's right.
He was brought on just a few days before that first game.
Tobin Heath had left Robin Gale on the floor there. Yeah, went back for more. Gale managed to get the tackle in. Yeah, roster pre-picked, wasn't it, by the Canadian Federation. John Herdman had a grand total of 3 days before the first game in Kansas City to work with them. And they will have the Pan American Games coming up in Mexico in mid-October as their next challenge. So they'll have competitive football before the qualifying process for the Olympics begins in January. The United States will not. Says Rapinoe. Cheney back to Rapinoe. Is this the moment? Not quite.
I thought Cheney was going to take it there. Because Cheney can take him from 30 yards out and put him in the upper corner. Fakes like she's going to take it, puts it back to Rapinoe. Possibly a little bit optimistic from that distance.
Simpson. Pass was cut out easily by Beulah. ESPN2's coverage of the Barclays Premier League Saturday morning. Our next game, Manchester City taking on Everton. At 7:30 a.m. Eastern on ESPN2 and ESPN3.com. Barclays Premier League presented by FIFA Soccer 12. Here's Rapinoe surging forward, allowed to go a long way. Morgan, on it goes. O'Hara, similar sort of spot. Can she deliver the same sort of cross? Falls for Mitz. Oh, Heather Mitz, side footage. And bringing a smart save out of Labay. Mitz has only ever scored twice for the US and not since 2004.
Look at that grin. That would have been so great if she put that one in.
Rapinoe's corner, one back climbing. It's down its way to Tobin Heath. The header and touched home. The flag stays down and the United States have 3, and it's Alex Morgan who is finishing the year just as she started it.
And Alex Morgan has this wonderful ability to put herself in the right spot at the right time. And she's just lingering in there, as all great goal scorers do. Staying in the middle of it and is ready. She makes it look easy, but she has a real sixth sense for getting in there in the mix.
What a year it's been for Morgan. It's her 10th international goal. It proved to be the final kick of the game, and the United States surging to a 3-goal victory in the end here at Portland. Hope Solo played her part in the first half, made way early in the second half, when the game was still very much in the balance, Stuart.
And I think the United States has to be pleased, given that they haven't had time together, they haven't worked on this new formation. They all admitted they were a bit rusty from the last 2 months of taking a break, finishing out WPS season. So good things to build on in this 6-week break, and then you regroup in November and December and literally turn that page and think Olympic qualifiers, not too far away.
Lots to mull over for Pia Sundhage. She will be delighted, though, I'm sure, with the outcome of this after a hard-fought 1-1 draw in Kansas City. Big improvement for the United States here tonight. They had their work cut out for them at times against Canada, but really powered on in the last half an hour of the game. 2 from Abby Wambach and 1 from Alex Morgan. Don't go anywhere. We'll be talking to Abby Wambach when we return to Portland after these words.